What is a job you would not do even if you were paid $150K a month? I would eat shit naked on a skyscraper welding bombs for 1.8 M a year. Well, do I have a job for you? One of those crazy jobs where they climb incredibly high to do maintenance. Not for $1 million per hour. Dunno, I'd be ready to reconsider my fear of heights. Spend one day on the job, retire. Sounds good to me. Underground work. I could climb a tower for a large enough amount of money. I trust my body and my safety gear. But no amount of skill and safety can help me when I'm stuck a mile underground. My sister was an underwater welder for a couple of years. One day, she said it dawned on her that one simple mistake would kill her in an instant. She came up, took off her equipment, and quit. She doesn't even dive for fun anymore. Mission specialist on OceanGate Titan. Yeah, I heard the pressure to perform is crushing in that company. Concentration camp guard. No one says you had to be good at it. Here is some cash, food, and the gate is unlocked. Anything where I get fiberglass on me. I've quit several jobs over that. I installed fiberglass insulation for $14 an hour for a while. Kamikaze pilot. I don't know. I would do it for several $1 million just to leave my close friends and family with no financial worries for the rest of their lives. Your employment would end month 1. Underwater ocean welding. Not so fun fact. Underwater ocean welding has over a 15% fatality rate on the job. Holy shit. That's slightly more than 1 in 7. Imagine being in a training class of 30 and knowing that 4 to 5 of you will die on the job. Crazy to think about it like this, but the chance of dying doing underwater welding is only slightly better than the odds of dying for a soldier in combat during WW2. Damn, I'm really lucky to be alive then. My great-grandfather was an underwater welder for the Navy in WW2. Cave diving. Fucking nope. I'm with you on that. I can't think of anything more terrifying. Someone has to be paying the divers who go down and recover bodies right. Some recovery divers, especially ones who are recovering bodies, do it for free, for the loved ones of the assumed deceased or out of respect for the dead. Some recovery dives have resulted in finding the assumed deceased alive and fighting for their lives. There are some wild videos about recovery dives on the Dive Talk and Mr. Ballin YouTube channels. Whoever's job it is at the animal shelter to put down the dogs. No way in hell I could do that for any amount of money. I just had to put my dog down because of lung cancer, and the company that we used were freaking angels. They came to our house and took care of everything afterwards. They even lit a candle for her and sent my husband and I a card afterwards. I am more thankful for those wonderful humans than they can even imagine. I think as vet I could manage that, putting animals to sleep to alleviate their suffering. I could never be a vet for a kill shelter. Seeing animals who are healthy, beautiful, young, and could have a wonderful life, and having to kill them because no one wants them? I would commit suicide day 1. Beekeeper. I'm allergic to bees. My neighbor is a beekeeper and is allergic to bees. Bee people really like bees. $150K a month, and like every comment here is just regular jobs that millions do for 1/100th of this hypothetical pay. Y'all are talking straight bullshit. I think you're missing the point that the person answering is the one who wouldn't do it, not that no one would do it. Finding and removing poisonous snakes from crawl spaces, or anywhere for that matter. I know there's a huge Reddit community that loves all snakes, but I'm not one of them. Seriously? You can buy protection suits. There was a company who, after running dog sled tours during the Olympics, had 100 too many huskies after the tourists had left. An employee was tasked with killing them after a vet refused to kill 100 healthy dogs. I wouldn't do that for $150K. I just stumbled across porn, which included a lot of feces, don't ask. I would never in my life want to be a performer in such films, no matter how much they paid me. Anything to do with medical care where I would regularly encounter blood, vomit, or shit. Damn it. I don't get paid enough. I don't have to deal with patients directly though, and you get numb to it pretty quickly. Murder people? Depends on who and why. Pedos? I'm in. Child, animal, elderly, and disabled persons abusers? I'm in for that too. I couldn't just murder indiscriminately, but I think I'd probably sleep fine with abusers. I'd agree with the underwater, confined space crowd, but given my current salary, I could probably do that for 1 month a year and chill for the other 11. Based on my friend's stories, teaching. I hate children. I hate the cliquish nature of schools, which apparently applies to the adults as much as the kids. I hate parents who can't accept that their kids aren't perfect. I hate the politics with administration and PTA and the school board, etc. I also have zero patience for people who refuse to put in the effort to learn something. I would be a terrible and miserable teacher. Not enough money in the world to convince me to put myself or my hypothetical students through that. Dude, I would happily go back to teaching for $150,000 a year. I love teaching, but it is such a demanding job, and you don't make enough money to hire other responsibilities, cleaning, yard work, etc., out. I would also go back to teaching for the current pay but with a full-time aide to take some of the workload off. The kind of job that would make you knowingly screw or scam other people. I would never do that for any amount of money. I did have the opportunity once to benefit from something like that. It was just an awful feeling, and my base instinct told me to GTFO out of there immediately. Anything relating to factory farming, S-house, or processing animals for food. No amount of money would ever make me harm or witness the harming of an animal. Any job that will lower your life expectancy. I'm pretty sure they all do from the cumulative stress. I read all the comments this post has so far, and I'd do any of it for $150K a month. It's what I wouldn't do for $1.8 million a year. Y'all are crazy or delusional. Redditors. I would never work in a sewer. Me covered head to toe in feces. Ha ha ha, then stay poor bitch. Exactly. I can buy the best respirator and hazmat suit and still have $1.799 million a year. Child oncology. Thankfully, a lot of childhood cancers have high survival rates these days. So while it's never going to be easy to tell parents their kids have cancer or see the kids suffering through the treatments, at least you usually get to cure them and send them home to live a fairly normal life. The days when you lose a patient have to be really brutal though. I have a neighbor who had childhood leukemia. I don't know all the details of her case, but I know she was terminal at one point and has been cancer-free for several years. Man, the day you get to tell a parent, your kid's numbers are improving and they might not die. And then all the other milestones. The cancer goes undetectable, they finish treatment, they hit 1 year cancer-free in 2 and 3. Those have to be really, really good days. Definitely some bad days to offset them, but lots of I saved a kid days. The job where you have to work with law enforcement to watch for details on child porn videos to help catch them. Not only to catch them, but to convict them. They have to watch all of that shit to make sure is documented for the court. Sick AF. I used to clerk for a federal judge who told me that there was more than one instance where he presided over a case prosecuting someone for CP, and they had to show it to the jury as evidence to show that the defendant did, in fact, have CP. In those cases, He said they always offered the jurors counseling, and that he believed that everyone who was offered it accepted it. I have a friend who is a detective at our local police department. They found a guy with some ungodly amount of CP at his house. I want to say it was like 500 gigabytes or something absolutely bonkers. Someone had to watch it all, so they set up shifts. My buddy watched hours of CP and documented it. He developed a serious drinking problem. Couldn't be around kids for a long time. This was 5 years ago, and to this day, if we are going somewhere that there is a playground, we play basketball or tennis at a local park sometimes. He has to schedule a therapy appointment for the very next day, or he would be back on the bottle in no time. It really messed him up, and he hasn't been the same dude since. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, write what job you would never do, even if you were paid $150,000 a month. And don't forget to check out our other videos.